Radio, Aries, I hope that you're doing great. Now, before I draw any of your cards, well, first of all, my name is Adrian H. Welcome to my channel. Before I draw any cards for you, I've got a message for you. Now, this might be for some of you, this might be for all of you, but while I was busy shuffling your cards and getting ready and meditating on everything that I do to cleanse and clear and align your energy for your reading, I got this message very strongly. And the message is to not focus that much on other people, okay? To just sort of do you, to just follow your lane, to work what you're working at the moment, and not to look too much left and too much right and those type of things, focusing forward. And I mean, I'll give you an example from my life. So some of you may or may not know that I've got an online tarot reading course, and there's a link for it in the description if you'd like to follow that. Quite a detailed online tarot reading course with lifetime access. But when I was starting to put this together, obviously some of the circles that I know and that I obviously move in, there were other people that were busy doing courses. There were other people that were busy with online courses and presenting stuff in tarot. And my thought was almost like, why would I do that? I really struggled with it for months because my question was, why would I actually do that? What do I have to offer? And I was reminded of something really brilliant by my best friend. She says, yes, you may be giving similar information to other people, but they're getting it from you. And there are certain people that will resonate with you the same way that I resonate with other people. And in that same token, I'm busy creating a psychic development course at the moment, which is taking me progressively less time because I'm not focusing on other people. Okay? So I just have that for you so strongly. I remember this one lady that always used to say, stay in your lane. So when you know what your lane is, stick to your lane. Focus on you. Okay? Nothing in the world is really new in any case. It's just a different representation of the same thing, but it's fine. When something comes from your heart, just go for that. Have faith and confidence and belief in yourself. I literally got get faith and belief in yourself. That's the direct universal message for you all. Okay, let's get into your reading, Aries. This one is focusing on love. What steps are you supposed to take next? Your cards are coming right up. Protection. Your world is being protected. Some of you are feeling very vulnerable at the moment. This is almost a feeling where your life is falling apart. And for some of you, you might even feel that, I get a feeling it's almost like when that beautiful connection of love that we might hope to have in our lives, you can feel it slipping away. It becomes less and less attainable, sort of like with each passing day, with each passing moment. And for some of you, it feels almost like that person that you desire to be with all of your heart and all of your being and all of who you are, that you're not with that person. And it's almost like, when there's say you're on a gaping sort of edge and you want to be here, but you're kind of over here. There's a gaping sort of edge over there and there's no bridge over the troubled waters. And it's almost like watching from here how your dream over here is starting to slip away. I feel that for some of you, you might actually believe that the person that you want to be with, or the sort of person that you want to be with, that maybe they are connected with someone else or connecting to someone else. Their time is running out. But you have got a beautiful confirmation here, Aries, that you are being divinely protected. Okay? Remember that when you really look at the world, when you start to look at the world in the line of quantum physics, which is very accepted fact, actually, these days by scientists, the world that we live in is just basically one big simulation. It's a game. It's an illusion. It's not real. And that's a good thing. Because it's a simulation, we can communicate to the players of this game that we'd like to have a different experience, that we'd like to experience something else, that we'd like to have something different. But what we also have, or what you also have at this point, Aries, is that the player of this game is letting you know that I've got you. I've got your back. Okay? Remember, when we look at life, anything in life, it doesn't just have to be love. Anything in life, a solution always comes about because life is an ongoing flow. Okay? So no matter what happens, somehow a solution always comes about. And when does a solution normally come about? When we're clear about what we want, when we're clear about what we don't want, and we release. There's something beautiful lighting up inside of you. I feel that it's time to sort of give yourself a little bit of a break. It feels like you've been so hard on yourself that people might look at you, Aries, and they feel that, oh, you know, they've got such a nice, easy peasy, relaxed life. Look at them. Oh, that's quite nice. But they might not be aware of the inner storms and the turmoil that many of you had to face. But I feel where you are right now, it's like this light is beginning to shine through. And some other people might have eyes for you, but I feel you still have eyes for that one person. You're like, listen, I wasn't ready to be with you then, but I'm ready to be with you now. And you're like, you know, God, please let this still sort of be possible. And I really feel that it is, because your beautiful dream for love that you wanted to experience on earth, that beautiful divine dream is magic in the universe. And that beautiful dream has been held safe in a space until you were ready for it. If something is meant for you, you will always get it, no matter what happens. Okay? And so you may feel that things have passed you by, but I feel that the shift in your mindset is bringing things together here. Okay? So yes, maybe you were the one that was sort of holding this connection back. But now that you are different, you are not the one holding it back any longer. Okay? Beautiful space. Letting you know that the entire universe is supporting you. You're not alone. Let's see what the energy of the moon has got to say for your cosmic mother energy. That divine energy. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay? A win-win outcome is forecast. Be careful of Aries. I was going to say Virgo, I'm sorry. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo. Or maybe somebody with strong Virgo in your chart. Maybe you've got strong Virgo in your chart. And just while I'm talking about that, if you're going to cross-watch, or if you are cross-watching right now, always do so with the intention to get to understand the other person better. Where are they coming from? To help them better, to love them better, to support them better, to respect them better, not to tear them down. Okay? Because that only brings us down. What we give out is what comes back to us. That's just how life works. When you put it down to simplistics, and life really is very simple, we make it so complicated, what you give out is what comes back to you. Okay? A win-win outcome is forecast. Wow. What a good confirmation for love. A win-win outcome. An outcome where you get to be fully you and the other person gets to be fully them. For some reason, I get a strong connection here to ancient Egypt. So maybe you were from ancient Egypt, maybe you had like a regression hypnosis, like a past life regression, and found yourself in that connection. Or maybe the person that you're dealing with, maybe they're very into Egypt, or maybe you're just into it, you know. But there's a sense of maybe history, hieroglyphs, where are we from? Who are we really? How can I be a better version of myself? I feel that you have put a lot of time into that. And I also feel if you look at these two cards together, because full moon is about abundance, and you look at a round shape, a round shape, and a round shape, and a round shape, the symbol for it is the symbol of the soul, because it's ongoing. Okay? It's the connection of life. If you also look at symbolism, you know, it goes towards the symbol for the sun, for example, which is the giver of life. It's what makes life possible in sort of like a human expression, like a place like planet Earth. Sorry. And you are reminded, why do I keep on saying all these wrong names? Now I said Libra, but we're dealing with you, Aries. Sorry. But Libra is about balance also, as we had over here. Remember that we are living on this big, and in universal terms, or universe, galaxy terms, not really that big. It's like a speck of dust. But we are living on this speck of dust that is speeding through the universe at quite an accelerated rate, a very fast rate. We've got all this life on here, and everything works out for us. Something has to make that work. It doesn't matter what you call it, something, but something has to make all of that work. It has to maintain that. Keep it safe, keep you from bouncing into another planet or going out of orbit or having sort of like extremes that kind of wipe us out. Something has to make that work. And that something has been keeping your love safe as well until you're about ready for it. Okay? Let's see what are some of the challenges in this connection. What are some of the challenges here in this connection that might be experienced? Alright, you've got the Knight of Wands, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and you've got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is definitely like a frequent flyer in these readings, this particular set. But I see you going for love. I see you going for... It's almost like having a bit of a dress rehearsal going on in your mind. I see you going for love. I see you being open for love. I see you, merging towards it. But it's almost like you're playing out in your mind, okay, how am I going to have this conversation with this person? How am I going to start? What am I going to say first? How am I going to get their connection? What if it's too late? What if I should have done something sooner? What if they don't want to hear from me? What if they brush me off? There's all of those thoughts, but still, it's almost like even if you don't want to be with this person, even if you can convince yourself of that, I'm fine without them, I don't need to be without them, they probably don't want to have me in my life. Maybe I'm not good enough for them, or maybe they've got something better suited to them, etc., etc., etc. I feel that just having the willingness to move forth into life, into love, makes a big difference. And maybe that is not the person. Because what you want to open yourself up to, Aries, is that you can experience what you'd like to experience. And maybe that person was just a lesson for you to get that clarity. However, I feel in many cases it's like you stepped away and now sort of like the onus to step forward is on you. Okay? There's a beautiful breakthrough in your finances. Ace of Pentacles. And it only makes natural sense, and I want to bring this to your attention. As we open ourselves to the idea of love, as we open ourselves to the idea of how beautiful that connection can be with someone else, how beautiful that flow can be with someone else, as we even start to role play that, it makes us feel better, Yes, maybe you might feel a bit bad for a period of time because, oh my goodness, before the overthinking sort of sets in, are they ever going to be with me or things like that. But for that moment when you can believe that everything between you and this person is wonderful, and even if it means that you pull up a phantom person in your mind, but that it is wonderful and that it is great and that you're happy and you appreciate it, and you sort of smile that beautiful way that you can smile sometimes, Aries, where it kind of shines from your eyes, like... Hold on. It's something that you have to feel inside of your heart first before it can come out. And there's actually a name for it. What do they call it? I forgot now. A denary or something smile. Where people actually, it's a different name, but it's D something smile. D-E, the Jerry something smile. But where people basically go and study how to give a genuine smile. You know the whole one where your face pulls up and your cheekbones go up and you've got like the whole crow's feet and your eyes are glowing and things. But for me, it's really very simple. What is the joy inside of yourself? Because when you can feel that joy and you allow the joy to push through you, it just naturally shines out. All right? It's like with singers sometimes. I've made this example before, but Whitney Houston was an excellent example of that. When you look at her, she would stand still and it's like she becomes centered. And it's like something begins to light up inside of her and she waits for the music to come out from her. You know, and I feel the same thing for you with love at the moment. It's shining out from inside of you, and as you allow it to shine, you start to align yourself with more prosperity and more abundance in this world. It's not that person that is your luck bringer. It is how thinking about them and being with them and spending time with them and even imagining spending time with them in a positive sense. It is what it brings within you. It's how it raises your vibration, that you become in alignment to receive these beautiful things, you know, sudden money and races and things like that. But then a question that you want to ask yourself is, if that person makes you feel that way, wouldn't it maybe be a good idea to see if you can be with them? Now, the choice is obviously yours. I'm not telling you what to do. But I do also see that there's fear. I see that some of you really want to be with that person, but there's fear. There's maybe fear of rejection. I also feel that for many of you, it's you're looking at someone and you say that you can't be with that person because look at them, they're doing so well without you. Well, if you were, for example, dealing with someone like me, I'm going to be very honest with you. So I'm a Cancerian, and I don't always like to sort of show to the outside world exactly what's going on in my heart. It's just not who I am. So if I, for example, know that you are watching me, and this is a very rhetorical sort of, example, but if I know that you're watching me, I wouldn't want you to think that my world is falling apart without you, because for one, I've got my pride. Sorry. But one, I've got my pride. At the end of the day, we're just human, And number two, I don't want to feel that you should want to approach me almost from a sense of obligation. Okay? And I feel that you might be dealing with someone that's putting up that very sort of strong facade that they are okay. So now I suppose everybody want to know, Adrian, are you putting up a facade? No. Okay, let's carry on with your reading. So we have, this is interesting. The Three of Swords in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse, and the Hierophant in the upright position. I actually saw this one first. I like to put them out in the sequence that I saw them. And I like to read them in that sequence as well. Some of you are at a space of not actually making any decisions. It's almost like if you can imagine that in time there's like a quantum bubble, so to speak, where time doesn't exist. So whatever you do over there, if you kind of take yourself into that little time space, it doesn't affect the rest of the world because it's outside of time. And I feel that some of you have placed yourself in that space, almost outside of time, quote unquote, where you almost believe that if you do nothing, that it will have no consequences in this world. Wrong. That's not how life works. Remember, this life that we're living in, as I said, it's very much like an assimilation. All right? Or assimilation. Assimilation. Well, assimilated assimilation. Whatever. where something is always happening, because we live in an evolutionary consciousness. And if you don't tell life if you don't specifically tell life what you want to have next, it's going to go on the last information that you gave it. So you can happily believe that, non-compliance, so to speak, that it brings you all these beautiful things, or you are sort of like exempt from the consequences of life because you're not putting anything into life. But not putting anything in is still putting something in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's use a very simple example. Let's imagine that you're in a space and for some reason, maybe some people are breaking in. And so you are 2 people or 3 people that you are running. And those people are running with, they're going for it. They're getting away. You ain't getting there. You're going to really have to chase me. But you stand in there and you say to yourself, you know what? If I stand here and I freeze and I don't move at all, nobody's going to see me. Well, chances are that they might. Chances are that they're already seeing you. And by doing nothing, you're placing yourself in a space where you're almost taking the opportunity to win away from you. Okay. There's a space here of either you or the other person, or you believing the other person's waiting for their heart to heal. The healing is done. Some of you are afraid to go to that next level. Okay? You know this is your person. You know it. You know it. So it's not like you're doubting it. You know this is your person. But you're afraid because what if they don't believe that you are their person? Okay. Let's see what crystal energy can help you with that. Now remember, I always say when we speak about crystal energy or Aries, that one fell right out. Oh, beautiful. Another. Let me just look at something. Sorry, I know I stopped myself in that sentence now. Okay. So, sorry about that. So, remember that you can either buy the crystals, but you can also open yourself to that energy. Read up about the energy. Okay. But you've got moonstone cycles. Moonstone it's the energy of protection, really. Okay. Now, you would know that typically people say when you speak about water signs and Cancerians specifically, that they are sort of like thrown by the cycles of the moon. But what we have over here is letting you know that you can go with the cycles of life and of love and of energy and of the moon and everybody else. But you can still be clear about what it is that you want to have. Okay? Energetic protection at the moment. This beautiful dream, this love that you wanted, it's being safely protected for you still. Okay? It's beautiful. You know that this is the one. This is your person. Okay? Or this is your time to meet that person, to be with that person. Think of it almost like this, Aries. Who is the most, and this is not what I would normally say to anybody, but this is the guidance. Who's the most logical person to start with love first? Because if you've got an interest in someone and you're not sure if that person will be with you, it's better to get that out of the way. So if they're going to reject you, let them reject you fast. But maybe they don't reject you. But the uncertainty can really mess up future relationships. Okay? Especially when you see that person being happy with someone else, you're like, oh, that could have been me. Or maybe that person's happy on their own and you're with someone else and you're still thinking back, could that have been me? Okay? The past has an impact on us until we let it know that it can move on now. Final message for you. Look at what is back. 3 of Swords. Again, remember it was in the reverse. Now it's in the upright position. With another number 3 energy, the Empress, and the number of hope, number 7, 7 of Pentacles. All I can tell you is this. This connection that you might think will never going to work, it's actually got beautiful potential to work. It's almost like you literally just have to reach out and touch. Just reach out and touch. Your time hasn't run out. Okay? Your time has not run out. There is still a chance. There is still hope. I hope that helps. I hope that helps you, Aries. And if it resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video. I always appreciate comments. Thank you for all of you that are making donations, that are helping me to do what I love to do and to make these videos, because it helps a lot of other people. And that is really very important to me. So thank you for that from my heart. If it resonates with you, I'd really like to invite you to subscribe to the channel, to hit that notification bell so you know when your readings are coming out. If you are interested in learning to read the tarot for yourself, which goes along with a lot of sort of live manifestation, then there's a link down below in the description for you to sign up for that. It's got lifetime access. If you want to book a personal reading or regression hypnosis session, send me an email. My address is down below in the description. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Love and light.